Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today I want to talk about two things. First of all, later in the video I want to take part in the fire prevention equipment and parts discussion, and I really need you to listen to it very carefully and to take the appropriate steps with me to hopefully get this topic to a success. But at first I want to present you the M1 IP, which stands not for improved performance but insane price. The repair costs are pretty insane, around 25,000 silver lines per death, and you need multiple kills to actually break even, not even talking about a profit. And the thing is, this tank is so perfect that I think it's a bit too much. It is so good, the gun handling, the gun performance, the rate of fire, the turret traverse, then the armor, the survivability, the impact in the game, the backups in the shape of the XM1, the also M1, furthermore the FJ4B, the helicopters if played right. And if you are out of those things, then you always can go back to play some of the normal cars, some other jets with bombs, rockets, ATGMs, carriers, and many more things. So yeah, the thing is, the tank is a bit boring for me. I think I've seen it all, and I think it's too much for one nation only, while other nations even struggle to tick one of those previously mentioned boxes. And that now brings us on to the actual discussion about parts and fire prevention equipment. So it all started with a message that I got from Iron Physics, and I want to read it out for you. Hello, I wanted to discuss something with you. As you may know, the discussion of fire prevention equipment and parts slowly sparked up again due to the video created by Gaijin on the stock syndrome, and in my eyes this is the perfect change to get the chance to get the community finally moving to achieve a change with this simply bad game mechanic. So I went on and started an initiative to get it changed after around 4 years of it being in the game. I started with a thread on the forums. There is a link, and I hopefully will give it to you as well in the comment section or in the video description. He goes further on with, and now I try to get War Thunder content creators on board to spread the word on and raise awareness of this. Should the community pull together how they did with the pay-to-win upgrade mechanics or with the early versions of crew replenishment, we should be able to start a change and get something rolling. So I'm asking you and other content creators to use the voice you have in the community to get this changed. And that brings me now to you guys. So yeah, I think if we can achieve a change for the better, I'm always open for the discussion on it, and I really support this. I think it is a relic of the past. This is way outdated, and it is getting just, you cannot really claim it anymore that it's really necessary for the game. Look at the huge amount of premium tanks and premium planes in the game throughout 7 nations. Look at also the costs in terms of RP and also silver lines that are required to actually get into a new high tier tank and make it also valuable for fighting, to get it into a crew and also to purchase it in the first place, and to then purchase the expert qualification, and a lot of people also go further to purchase the ace qualification immediately with golden eagles. And so I think, yeah, Gaijin will lose a little bit on the income if they would just simply remove it, but we don't have to remove it completely. But the current state, how it is in the game, is for me personally not acceptable anymore. And if I should really tell you the complete truth about it, if I wouldn't be part of the Gaijin content creator partnership program, I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even look at high tier tanks, and I wouldn't bother, and I wouldn't make videos about them. So the only thing that keeps me playing the high tier tanks is actually the fact that I can get the upgrades for free, because the grind for it would just absolutely destroy the mood, and I'm not interested in spending that much time and enduring that much frustration through that. I think it's okay to rank 3 and 4, but from rank 5 and especially rank 6, It's just asking too much for a normal person, and this for every single tank. And that's the problem. It's asking you that for every single new tank, that you spent a lot of time on it as well, while you had to shed tears and blood to actually get this grind done. And then you are further punished by having no parts and no fire prevention equipment. That's just too much. And I have to say, this must change. One way or another, this will change, hopefully. And the rules are very simple. Despite what many people believe, screaming doesn't always help, and we have to be very polite. We have to keep under pressure. Every single one of you is mandatory for the success. Whenever there is a new video coming from Gaijin, just make a comment where you congratulate them for their glorious video, and then ask the question, can we talk about fire prevention equipment and parts being for free, or at least in a different format? Just make unique comments, just be polite, don't insult them, and they will hear. And if somebody went out of their way to insult Gaijin, to threaten them, or to actually pull off some other nonsense, then Gaijin will just shut down in their listening process, and we achieve nothing. This is a rather unique chance. It was actually started in a rather hilarious way by Gaijin themselves with their aircraft stock grind syndrome video, and I think we have to extend it to tanks, but also to ships. And I have to say, regardless of what I have endured in tanks, it's even more so punishing in ships. Be it in a cruiser, destroyer, or a patrol boat. It is just so annoying if you have no chance to get the jump on an enemy vessel and putting all your effort into, surprise him, and still getting burned down. Furthermore, being dead in the water because your propulsion system got hit and your gun is down and you just have one or two guns. That's just very, very annoying, and not always is a cap available. I've noticed this in especially cruisers, that you need to go to sail in a straight line for 10 minutes to go to the nearest cap in the first place. So that's not a realistic option, and it actually drains so many people from playing in the closed beta that Gaijin has now to throw out the gift codes on several websites to get enough players to keep the closed beta of ships actually rolling. Just imagine this. It is that with ships, and it's the same with tanks. So many people just get killed off by the incredible grind that there is. They just get demoralized by every single tank just having the same stock grind. By every single tank you have to endure the same. You get punished for unlocking it, and I think this is just annoying. Lots and lots of people are just dropping their progress with high tier tanks, even at rank 4, and I see it in my comment sections. I read the comments myself, and if somebody of Gaijin is listening to this video, you can read through the comment sections of so many of my videos where there are comments from people, not even directly commenting on the topic, just explaining that they like to watch my videos but don't like to play the game anymore because of the insane costs, the stock grind, and especially the fire prevention equipment and parts. And I think that this requires will from the development team or their bosses to actually allow for such a change. Now, how the change looks, this is an entire different question. The best thing for the community would be that we drop the research on parts and fire prevention equipment altogether. But ultimately, I think that even if a tuned down version of the repair kit and also the just maybe one charge or two charges of the fire prevention equipment would be really great, and if then we have with the upgrade 3 or even 4 charges, that would be really, really nice, and I would highly welcome this change. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. The same goes actually for ships. I don't think that this is a good change. I saw so many videos throughout the content creators. Even Flamu, a well-known and respected World of Warships community contributor, looked at this and said, yeah, it's fun, but the stock grind is just so terrible. And he also has spoken to many people, and none of this said that this is a good change. And I completely agree with this. So stock grind is obviously mandatory for a free-to-play title. Microtransactions are the lifeblood of that company. But I don't think that it is any good for the company in the long run. And I know Gaijin is very often about the short-term goal, but this must change. This is something, please Gaijin, please change this. Listen to the community. We've endured this for long enough. I'm willing to accept any sort of compensation for the investment that I've taken into my hundreds and hundreds of tanks in terms of Golden Eagle, Silver Lions and research costs, even if I don't get back any of this, but in the future I don't have to do this anymore, I'd be very, very happy and much less grumpy. And it's not the goal of making the players grumpy, I think it's still a viable option to bring happiness to the players, to offer them a good game, and them not forcing them to play, but making them pay in a way that they enjoy themselves. I think this is a good thing for everybody, don't you agree? And so we have to change this. There are so many good changes that happened to War Thunder in the past. We saw changes to the penetration mechanics of tank shells, flight model changes, new additions and reworks of existing maps. So many things have changed in the past. Why is this not a possibility? I believe it's possible. It's down to the will of Gaijin, and we really, really need to keep up the pressure. If this becomes a success and we are successful with this, I think War Thunder will be a better game for everybody, including Gaijin, because then they get less salty feedback, and I think they also will earn much more money through other things by having more players, by making happier players pay with skins, with more premium tanks before they just quit the grind altogether and just purchasing premium tanks throughout multiple nations. I think this is a viable thing to take into consideration. So again, let me know in the comment section how you would bring this to the development team. Again, make useful, constructive comments in the comment sections of dev blogs, of news, of videos from Gaijin, because they cannot escape this. They need to listen to the community one way or another. Don't be salty. Don't insult them. Just ask the simple question, hey Gaijin, can we talk about fire prevention equipment and parts being free? Please respond. And they just can't ignore the majority of the community. As Iron Physics stated, we already have achieved things. And I think the way that it was achieved was not just the community sticking together, but also that the majority of people said, no thanks, we don't want this change, please change it, don't introduce this or change that. And this is, in my opinion, the way to go. So Gaijin has, in so many aspects, a very great game, a very nice project with War Thunder. It would be a shame if we couldn't and lengthen its lifetime and its overall success. And I'm very interested. Listen, I'm playing this game for 5.5 years, and this is one of the aspects that I want really to change. There are multiple things that have to be tweaked and changed and improved and nerfed and fixed to make overall balance in the game, but this is punishing for everybody, regardless of the nation, and this should just simply change for the better. And I think it also provides us with better matches, better gameplay experience, And if you tick those boxes, people are sticking with the game, I say it again, and then they will just play the game longer. We have higher player numbers. We then also can work on the decompression of the battle ratings. Now there are so many high tier tanks, it's possible. The game can change massively for the better. It is possible. And the first decisive step, in my opinion, to improve the game for everybody is just to change how the stock grind in terms of fire prevention equipment and parts work. This is my statement. This is my opinion. I'm deeply convinced that this is the way to go, and not just give this video a like and write here a comment under my video, but keep the pressure on. Keep this fight continuing and keep it in such a way that Gaijin cannot escape. Be polite, be nice, and just simply ask the question, hey, can we talk about this? Can we change this? Nobody likes this. We would highly like a change to the system. And yeah, that's the statement for me today. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. As usual, give this video, of course, a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more. Again, let me know in the comment section what you think about this topic, if this video was helpful. And subscribe if you want to see more. And we will see each other on the waves, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder. Of course it was an Object 120. How couldn't it be? See you next time, guys.